smooth ride, handsome styling, a full range of personal options, all part of the impressive design and engineering that makes new 1983 S-10 Pickup such a great value.
Hey everybody, this is Danny from Legendary Muscle, and today I'm here with Matt and his 1983 Chevy S-10. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, sir.
So, dude, I love your truck, and I've seen it in a couple of magazines, and I saw you at Hooters Car Show. That's where I approached you the first time, and I just had to get an interview with you. Never had a mini truck on the show. This is actually the first one, and there's no better way to start off with one of these.
Well, very kind of you. Appreciate it.
So, this is an 83, okay, but it does not look like an 83 that you'd go around the corner and buy at your dealership. How'd you get this?
Well, I gave my mom $2,000. She put in $2,000 when I was my senior year, and she went to the dealership and came back with this.
Wow. So was this what you were expecting to get at the time? I mean, it didn't look like this, obviously.
No, I was not happy. I was an upset 16-year-old. It was a long bed, had a topper on it. It was not what I had ordered.
So you just went with it. So what did it actually look like when you got it? I know it had the topper on it. Was it this color?
No, it was a red. I think it's called maybe Victory Red. I'm not sure back then, but it was red. Old man topper, had like 25 windows in it. It was, and like I said, it was a long bed. I was not happy, but hindsight, I'm glad it's a long bed.
Yeah. So you've had this truck for a long time. It's gone through a lot of changes and everything, right?
Yes. It has.
How many changes would you say that it's gone through, like color-wise? Because I know you showed me some pictures of it, what it looked like before.
This is, I think, number 5.
Number 5. Wow. Dude, that's crazy. And I noticed that the name of this truck, if you guys don't know, it's called Redwood. Why did you pick that name?
Well, because it's red and got wood grain, so
there you go.
Simple.
Now that's great. I love the paint scheme that it's got, and like you said, if it's not red, it's wood grain. What color is this?
It's PPG Scarlet Red. It's a direct toner off the machine. There's no whites, oranges. It's just pure red. Okay.
So, and it's a single stage, dual stage?
Basic coat, clear coat.
Basically, okay. I see it has bags. We know that. What kind of suspension does it have?
It's all air ride. Control arms, tubular control arms in the front, 4-link in the back.
Okay. Who makes those rims?
Billet Specialties.
Billet Specialties.
They're SLG 02s is the name of them.
Okay, what size tires and everything?
20 by 8.5s in the front and 22 by 10s in the back.
That's pretty big.
And that's the biggest wheel I could get at the time. That's what the biggest wheel they made in the back.
That's awesome. And going back to the paint, who actually did the airbrush on this?
His name's Jason Haymaker from Airbrush This.
Okay.
He's here in town in Ocala.
Okay. So it's a local business, right?
Right. And he came to me. We've been friends for quite a few years, and I approached him and was like, well, let's do some wood grain. And he's all about it.
All right. Well, you know what? Before we talk about the interior of the car and the engine, I think we should probably get a better look at all this wood grain so you viewers can see what we're talking about. I like how they did the whole bed. It looks like it's actual wood. You got your air ride back here, right?
That's my air tank.
Your air tank, your compressor. Now, who did the Chevy logo right there on your?
A friend of mine did it for me. It's a 4.9-inch, and I tell people we had to make the rear end look good, so put the Chevy logo on it.
Mm-hmm. And for what was the reason? I mean, I know it goes pretty low, but what was the reason that you actually cut this out? Did you want everybody to see the mechanics of it, or?
Well, I did because it's like I'd done a frame off on it, and if you put a whole floor in it, you can't see the work. So I decided to just cut a big gigantic hole in it so you can see everything.
So, I mean, who made your tiki guy up there?
Jason.
Jason as well?
Airbrushed this, yes sir.
All right.
I told him I was like a Big Daddy Ross fan with the green Fink, but green wouldn't look good with red, so I had him just like, go make me a tiki.
Gotcha.
Cartoon character, and that's what he did.
That's pretty cool. I love that.
I just gave him free range. It's like, I wanted the tubs to look like barrels and like a wood bed, and because when I was growing up, I liked woodies. So
yeah. So what gave you the idea? Was it because of the woodies, like you said, or?
Well, I liked woodies. I was working in a local body shop, and it was a red Toyota, matter of fact, and I was stirring the clear up and pulled the paint stick out, and I liked the way it looked, and so I was like, "There's my paint job."
There you go.
So
that is pretty cool. All right, let's have a look at the engine bay. All right, so obviously you got a nice big engine in there, and this didn't come with it for sure. What engine did this come with at the time?
it had a 2.8 liter V6 in it.
Okay, so how long have you been rocking the V8?
Oh Lord, this one for 7 years, but it's had a V8 in it for probably 20.
20 years.
It's been a while.
You had enough of the V6, and you said, yeah. Right.
Yeah, I had a normal 350 in it, and then my dad had pulled this motor out of his truck and asked if I wanted it, and I said yes. And he's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, 400 horsepower plus.
So what did this engine come out of?
The engine's out of a 1962 Corvette. It's a 327.
Okay.
It's punched 60 over.
Wow.
The heads are Dart Iron Eagle race heads. Been poured and polished.
Nice.
CC'd. All the rods and the pistons weigh the same. So it's balanced and blueprinted top to bottom.
Wow. So that's, you really went, you either go big or go home.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of transmission you got?
I've got turbo 400. It's got a reverse body, valve body. So it's a manual, but automatic.
That's beautiful, man. Shoot.
Thank you.
So your interior is about as good as your exterior, and it looks like you customized it pretty much as well. What's that dashboard from? It looks familiar.
It's out of a 1955 Bel Air. I've been wanting to do that since I was 18. It took me a few years to get it done, but I picked one up from a friend of mine on the final rebuild, and took a month of after work and weekends to get it in there.
Cutting and welding.
A lot of cutting. Cut it in 3 pieces, pieced it back together. Added metal here and there where it needed.
And I like how it kind of contours with your door panels. You made your door panels as well?
Jason airbrushed this. He actually did the door panels for me.
Wow. Great.
And the center console, the back piece. Jason all did that with fiberglass. We started with cardboard and some tape and fiberglass and just went to town.
Wow, that's great. And I like your gauges. What kind of gauges are those?
Autometer.
Autometer gauges? That's sweet.
They sat in a box for about 15 years before they got used.
Dang. I love it, man. What about the seats?
Seats out of a Honda 90 style CRX.
So they're shaped a little differently, or?
They are. We left the headrest out and then reshaped the top of the seats to match the dash.
Oh, that's awesome, man. A gear shifter as well. Was that custom made, or?
I bought that from Genie Shifters.
Okay. You got the little like Mad Max looking guy up there.
Well, they call that the Gasser Man.
The Gasser Man
from drag racing.
Dude, that's great. And I noticed here on your door panels, like to open your door, it's kind of in a different position here.
It is. It's because the seats are, since I body dropped it with the floor. Seats are a lot lower, so I put the door handles down low. So instead of reaching up, you can just reach right next to you. I got the idea out of like a '70s Z car. But I used a '68 C10 mechanism.
Oh, gotcha. Now, for this version of your truck, because like we mentioned, you had a lot of versions throughout the year, and you've had this truck for a long time, and it's cool that a lot of people, you know, their first car, they never see it again,
Right.
and you actually have yours, and I'm sure you got a lot of memories. But how long did it take for you to put it like it is right now?
The frame was done in 2015. It was a rolling chassis done. To get the rest of the body, it was from November of 14 to, let's see, March, April, May of 2016. It was every day.
Oh, wow.
Every day.
Dang.
And at that time I was coaching my son in baseball, so I'd get in the garage, set a timer, work for an hour, go to the ball field, come home, go back to the garage.
Rinse and repeat, right?
7 days a week for a year and a half.
That's great, man. I love it. And I know you were already taking this truck before it was Redwood. You were already taking it to car shows with nothing on the frame, right?
Right, just the chassis.
Just the chassis. That's pretty crazy. Dude, your truck is magnificent. Mini trucks they're out there, and there's a big community of people that do it, and
it's a huge truck scene.
And I don't know. I think I gotta find more of these because they look great, and you did a fantastic job on it, and it's one of the cleanest ones I've ever seen.
I appreciate it.
So with that being said, you want to give a special shout out to anybody?
Well, it'd be Dave Bank from PPG. He gave me the liquid, the red and the clear for me. Gibbs Upholstery, Ted Williams, he's in Atlanta, or out, north of Atlanta. He did the interior for me. Of course, airbrushed this. Without his magic airbrush,
Oh yeah,
it'd just be another red mini truck.
yeah.
And you'd have passed right over it. Frank's Auto Glass, he came in and put the glass in for me, held it for me for years. And then my old buddy Scott at Citrus Back, he helped me with the funds for the interior.
There's a lot of hands went on this.
Yes.
A
Oh,
lot
my
of
wife.
hours.
My gosh.
Oh yeah, you can't forget the wife, man.
Can't forget the wife. She pushed me a lot.
Yeah. And I know what you mentioned, it sat for a while, and you just got to get that motivation sometimes. And just one thing before we sign off, there's a verse over there on your
Yes.
You want to explain that to everybody?
The verse is a friend of mine, Jerry Gallery, helped me fire the motor up for the first time. If I had any issues or I couldn't think of something, he's an old hot rodder, and he'd put that verse on his car. So I put that on there as a tribute to him. Ephesians 2:8-9, about through the grace of God you're accepted, not through your works. So I'm out there just trying to plant seeds with it.
Yeah.
Like with the tag holder on the back, the
Yep.
Christian fish symbol. So it's worked. I've had quite a few people ask what the verse was, and so it's working.
Yep. All right, everybody. If you like this episode, like and subscribe. From Matt to Danny. See you guys.